A pleasant Friday evening to you and welcome to the SVG-TV news for this October 9th. My name is Khalil Kato with the details. In our lead story this evening, the bell has been rung. Voters in SVG will go to the polls on Thursday, November 5th to elect a new government. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves made the announcement during a virtual meeting hosted by his ruling Unity Labour Party last evening. PM Gonsalves' ULP is seeking its 5th consecutive term in office.
The 11th chapter of Deuteronomy represents for me in our circumstances the 11th month of the year, November. The 5th verse is the 5th day. General elections will be held on Thursday, November the 5th, 2020. Upon my advice, Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan, Governor General, is dissolving Parliament tomorrow, Friday, October the 9th. Nomination day will be on October the 20th, 2020. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Chief Medical Officer and other health professionals have been discussing election day protocols with the Supervisor of Elections. I am sure that the National Monitoring and Consultative Mechanism and the representatives of the respective political parties will be consulted prior to the finalization of these important protocols. I expect that these general elections will be held in a peaceful environment. The Supervisor of Elections and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security have assured me that all practical matters requisite for the holding of free and fair elections in accordance with law are in place. The Unity Labour Party promises a clean, informative and uplifting campaign. I am now ready to rumble in earnest. This time, they must take their licks like a man. Thank you.
Noting that he has served the people of SVG with dedication, commitment and hard work, Prime Minister Gonsalves said this country has accomplished many things under his administration and will register more progress with a 5th term in office.
Whether celebrating in happiness or consoling in heartache or sadness, I have been in communion with you. Most of all, whether we are up on the mountaintop or down in the valley, you and I, all the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, despite our weaknesses and sinfulness, we go to our God in adoration, contrition, thanksgiving and supplication, because we know that He is our God on the highest mountain and ours too in the deepest valley. I have never been a pessimist. I have never accepted that we can't do this or that which is uplifting. I am a man of creative thought, purposeful action and hopefulness.
The leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Dr. Godwin Friday, says the party is ready for elections, noting that they have been waiting quite a while for the date.
Every day I go around Kingston. Every day I walk about in my constituency. Every day you must hear it from people. When the man calling this thing? I can't wait for him to call this thing. And we tell you that if Ralph ain't call the election can call him. And today, when they drive around Kingston and they see the reception, they look good. They say, boy, better now than later. But this is the moment we have been calling for. Since we were doing the petitions, we were calling on the government. We say, let's settle this matter. Let me go back to the polls. But they were too frightened.
Dr. Friday said all voters matter in the upcoming elections, as they will be the ones to decide what sort of country SVG will be and the kind of future citizens will have.
Choice in this election is stark, and it is very clear. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for change and for a better tomorrow for us here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the choice, very simply, is this: more broken promises, more complacency, more self-interest and nepotism, more victimization under the ULP, or a new beginning for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A new beginning with a plan going forward for jobs and growth, and a better future under the new Democratic Party.
The NDP leader said the ruling Unity Labour Party has taken the Vincentian people for granted, and it is time for a change of government.
Think they could do as they like for as long as they like. 20 years under the ULP has simply resulted in a lack of economic opportunities for many of our people. Our cost of living has been rising. Everybody knows this. It's becoming increasingly difficult to make ends meet. Our people suffer because they can't get jobs, especially our young people. They need to earn a better living to provide for themselves and for their families. There is serious concern all over this land as to what the future holds for us here in this country.
A leader of the Democratic Republican Party, Anicia Batiste, has resigned from the position. Batiste made the announcement today in an address on YouTube, noting that she has decided to focus full-time on the global preaching of the everlasting gospel of Jesus Christ in view of his imminent second coming, and therefore will not be contesting the 2020 general elections.
Many of you have shown great support to me and the DRP over the years since its formation, and for this I remain grateful. A heartfelt thank you to all of you for your willingness to stand for the protection of the inalienable or God-given rights and freedoms of humanity. May God bless you with his grace, faith, love, and peace, that you may be saved in his everlasting kingdom soon, before it is too late.
A ULP candidate for South Leeward, Dr. Minerva Glasgow, said there has been progress in the constituency by her party, and this will be advanced once she is elected by the people. Glasgow outlined some of the projects that will be done in Kettles, Clare Valley, and Camden Park.
Clare Valley, we must operationalize that fisheries complex. Yeah. Leave it to me. I will make sure it gets done. Lower Kettles, the gazebos will come too. Just look for it soon. Right. Penniston, we will refurbish the community center for community activities, including adult education classes. Dubois, refurbishing of the derelict building on the school compound for active use as a learning resource facility, and fixing the broken down wire on the school compound. Pembroke, we will finish the resurfacing of the Riversdale Road and the road leading up to Borval Bread and Breakfast Facility. Camden Park, we must construct an ultra-modern health facility. As a matter of fact, work on that has already started.
Glasgow, who is representing the constituency for the first time, pleaded with the voters to make the right choice when they head to the polls on November 5th.
We want progress. We want the ULP. We want strong leadership. We want to lift SVG higher. Your vote is the main ingredient to our victory. On elections night, we want to sing with gusto. I have a joy down in my heart to stay.
The NDP's candidate for East St. George, Laverne Gibson-Vellock, says that 20 years of broken promises has placed St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the lowest step of the ladder among the OECS territories. She was speaking at last night's NDP virtual meeting. Gibson-Vellock said that youth unemployment has risen to 36% under the ULP's watch, and SVG has had enough of broken promises.
Government, we have been promised a new city in Arnessville, a new hospital to replace the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, a new national stadium, a new cruise ship berth. We have heard enough broken promises over the years for us to know that the ULP will never deliver on what they say. After 4.5 years of inactivity, the ULP will reappear saying anything to win your vote. But after the election, they will resume their usual practice of promising but not delivering. Do not vote for them. The ULP only appear when they need your vote. Just ask the people of East St. George. Their representative had almost...
She said the country has had to deal with 2 outbreaks this year, and the government did little to protect citizens.
Our safety came as a result of other nations closing their borders and airlines stopped flying, preventing more infected people coming to our shores. Not as a result of the policies and protocols effected by our own government. They left us for dead. Now the country has been struck with an outbreak of dengue fever, a preventable disease which has taken the lives of 6 people here in St. Vincent. How are we to feel safe with labor when our citizens are dying from a disease that can be controlled?
With the announcement of the election date last night by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, many supporters of the 2 main political parties are in a celebratory mood. Some were decked in their party colors in Kingstown today. And while many preferred not to comment, others were willing to speak to SVG-BC's news team when asked about their readiness to vote on November 5th.
I am red and I am ready. It's 5 in a row and I'm not afraid to say that. I can boast because I know that ULP will be in the complex.
Just waiting for the exact day and go and make my vote. You know? Yeah, my name is already original from Union Island, really. Yeah, based in Simmons, but I'm living in Union, so I'll make my vote down there.
I haven't got a chance yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the registration.
I'm ready. I would take the time too.
If I'm ready for what? To vote? I don't think so. I don't think so, honestly, but if I was to vote, I think I would vote for it. I ain't really know, because I really don't know much about election, and I only know about who voted for and who voted for who. It's not really my choice. That's why I said I would not vote, because I don't really know much about it. I only seen it actually going on.
It's ready. It expire, and it will good for election day. You understand? If it was tomorrow for vote, I done ready. See this finger here? It's ready to go in there.
When I heard it last night, I was not really surprised because we didn't have a lot of months to play with, since we know that it was not going to be past December. We didn't have a lot of months, so it's kind of expected. And I think quite a lot of people are happy about it.
Former Member of Parliament Alfonso Denny will be laid to rest on Monday, October 12th, following an official funeral. The body will lie in the House of Assembly chamber at the courthouse building on Monday from 10:45 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. Viewing of the body will be from 10:45 to 11 a.m. for members of family members, 11 to 11:30 for current and former members of Parliament, the judiciary, members of the diplomatic corps, and other officials. Members of the public will have the opportunity to view the body from 11:30 to 12:45. Denny, a former teacher, successfully contested the North Leeward seat in 1972 for the People's Political Party under the late Chief Minister Ebenezer Joshua and served in the Joshua Mitchell administration for just under 3 years as Minister of Education. Yesterday, members of Parliament observed a moment of silence in honor of the late MP who died on September 22nd at 92. Denny's funeral service will take place at the Methodist Church in Kingstown from 2 p.m. on Monday. A 13-year-old student is this country's latest dengue-related death, bringing to 6 the number of persons who have died as a result of the mosquito-borne disease. The Ministry of Health said the student had been a patient in the intensive care unit of the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital for more than 10 days. Her death comes a day after the ministry revised from 6 to 5 the number of dengue-related deaths in the country. In a news release on Thursday, the ministry said that one person previously classified as having died from severe dengue fever was determined to have had dengue but died from other causes. The ministry said as of Tuesday, October 6th, there were 665 laboratory-confirmed cases of dengue fever in the country, and that persons who live in the Calliaqua, Kingstown, and Pembroke health districts account for 64.58% of these cases. The majority of the affected persons, 69.47%, are in the 25 and under age group, with 52.98% being 15 years and under. The ministry said all healthcare facilities continue to report an increased demand for care by clients presenting symptoms and signs consistent with dengue fever. And it has activated that part of the National Health Multi-Hazard Response Plan, which deals with arboviral diseases. These are diseases caused by the bite of infected insects and ticks. Surge capacity measures have also been implemented. These measures include increasing the health staff, reducing elective admissions, and increasing admission capacity. The ministry further said that its central medical stores, utilizing the emergency supply chain system, has ensured that the increased demand for all treatments and supplies required for the management of all clients seeking care has been consistently met. 8 students of the West St. George Secondary School obtained 8 subjects in the 2020 CSEC examinations, including mathematics and English language. Speaking with SVG-TV News today, Principal Diane Williams said she is proud of the performance of the students at the school. This year, the school achieved an 83.4% pass rate, which was a slight improvement on last year's performances. The principal said the school achieved 100% passes in 10 subject areas, and this year was a record in the attainment of grade 1s.
We got 100% pass in 10 subjects areas. We got 100% pass. Agriculture, science, biology, EDPM, geography, industrial technology building, which is woods, office administration, physical education, principles of accounts, principles of business, and theatre arts. Got 100% pass. There are other subject areas that did very well also, but those we're really proud of the work that was done.
Williams said one of the main reasons she is so proud of the students is because most of them had not passed the CPEA exams and they entered the school with poor reading skills.
One of the reasons why I'm so proud of the students is that most of them come in operating way below the level that they should really be operated. They have literacy and numeracy problem. They come in, a lot of them reading at alphabetic, not even grade 3 or so. Majority of them are reading below their level. So we're really proud to see how well that they have done. 45 of them wrote the exam and only one person was not able to get at least one subject. 24 of them got 5 or more out of the 45. Okay, so we have reason to be proud of the students.
The principal commended the teachers and parents for their hard work and support in preparing the students for the exams amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
The teachers work hard. They work real hard and they look out for the students.
Especially in pandemic.
Yes, they don't only look out for them academically. They look out if they're not coming to school, they will call their parents to find out why they're not coming to school. If they're late, they'll also be calling, because we operate like a family here. It's like a teamwork. We look out for one another, and especially our students. If we also find out they're having financial issues, which is a big problem among our students here, find out they're having, we check, we see how we can get help for them, and so on. We also, I don't want to leave out the parents, because we did not do it just on our own. We have supportive parents also here. Okay, where they cannot help, they will talk to us, we talk to them, and we give them the help that we can. So they also help with the performance that we are seeing here.
A mathematics teacher at the Western George Secondary School, Cherise Jack, said this year's CSEC maths tripled that of last year. Of the 26 students registered for the exam, 16 were successful and returned a grade 1. Jack said last year only 6 students were successful in maths, and the previous year, 1.
Oh, well, this year we had 16 persons passing out of the 26 who were registered for mathematics, and compared to the last year, we have 2 students actually achieving grade 1s and no students getting a grade 5. So the lowest grade that they got was a grade 4, which is very commendable, considering a lot of the students we get here are remedial students. And I think it also shows that it's not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to students, especially at schools like this. The extra time really helps them to prepare better for the exam. So sometimes it's not necessarily the ability, but we need a different strategy with students like ours so that we help them in the we need a different strategy, so the extra time paid off for them. Sometimes they need a little bit more time with the material than some of the other students would, and it worked for them.
The teacher noted that the students put in a lot of effort this year and were determined to do their best. She took the opportunity to also encourage other students to strive hard for whatever they want to achieve in life.
Or even 2 years, 3 years from now, is that it doesn't matter the school that you attend, but it really matters the effort that you put in. You have to work. It doesn't matter how much resources are made available to you. If you're not using them to the best of your ability, you're not going to get the end result that you want. And these students recognize that. Sometimes people may have counted them out. Many times they would have felt discouraged, but I've always tried to push them, let them know that, you know, what you put in is definitely what you're going to get out. I think one of the things I wanted to leave with them was that, you know, you could have all the keys to success, but none of them would work unless you do. And they saw that the year before, that those students who worked along with me, that they were able to achieve the grades that they wanted to, and so they really put their heart into it, because they wanted to ensure that they not only maintain the pass rate from before or even better this year, and they really did a great job. I could not be more proud. As I've said before, these students worked hard, and it shows that hard work does pay off.
Jack said that prayer helped in the preparations, and she believes that this, coupled with their hard work and dedication, helped them achieve these results.
During exam was to pray, even before the exam, for us to pray about what would come on the day off, how we would feel, because you never know, you might wake up on the morning and you're not well, you are nervous, and I made sure that on the day of the exam we had devotions together, and I think that really calmed them down before they wrote the paper. It was the first time, because I'm a young teacher, that I wasn't nervous having them write the exam, because I knew how prepared they were, and after looking at them pray and hearing them saying they were confident, students who would have otherwise said, you know, felt maths was such a tall mountain that they would never be able to conquer, and they went into the exam in such a confident way. I could tell you the power of prayer. So that helps. Effort, but effort comes along with prayer and, you know, a good support system. Yeah.
Police have arrested and jointly charged 27-year-old Ramon Rodriguez and 30-year-old Anthony Rodriguez, both laborers of Glenside, Mariquar, with a series of burglaries. In a news release, the police said, according to investigations conducted, the accused men allegedly entered the dwelling house of a 41-year-old staff nurse of La Croix as trespassers and stole a quantity of items valued at $11,440 in cash. They were further charged for entering the dwelling house of a 40-year-old seamstress, also of La Croix, and stealing a quantity of items valued at $1,500 EC dollars and 40 Canadian dollars. In addition, both men were charged with entering the dwelling house of a 52-year-old laborer of Peruvian Vale and stealing a quantity of items valued at $380 along with $19 in cash. The incidents occurred at Peruvian Vale between 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. on September 17th. The accused men are expected to appear before the Serious Offences Court to answer to the charges. In another police matter, 45-year-old farmer Enoch Williams of Greggs has been arrested and charged with the offense of wounding. The police investigations revealed that he allegedly, unlawfully and maliciously wounded a 41-year-old farmer of Vermont by chopping him on his wrist and forehead with a cutlass. The incident occurred at Vermont on September 23rd. Williams is expected to appear before the Serious Offences Court to answer to the charge. And Desley Games, a 51-year-old farmer of Layou, was arrested and charged for having in his possession an unlicensed firearm and ammunition during a joint operation by the members of the Narcotics Department and the Rapid Response Unit at Layou on Monday, October 7th. The accused man allegedly had in his possession one CoStar Mesa 12-gauge shotgun and 2 rounds of 12-gauge ammunition without a license issued under the Firearms Act. Games is expected to appear before the Serious Offences Court to answer to the charges.